Welcome to the Charlie Checkers Show. This is your host, Charlie Checkers. It's so nice and exciting to be here today. And to be joined by all our listeners from all over the world, I want to thank everyone who has been supportive, and especially all the radio staff for helping get everything together for the new Charlie Checkers Show. This is going to be an entertaining show with a mix of reviews for artists, independent films, musicians, and published authors. The show will air on our flagship station, XRQK Los Angeles and Airtime America, and then featured on collaborating stations and other broadcast venues. Today I will be reviewing an independent film, Take Shelter. But before we get to our feature presentation, we will take a commercial break and be right back for an entertaining show.
More than 1 million wild animals are killed each year illegally. Poaching is a major threat to our country's wildlife. I'm Tom Barry. I'm an actor with a desire to preserve living space for wildlife. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust does just that. Works with private landowners to protect wildlife, to preserve natural habitats. To learn more or to work with the Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, call 800-729-SAVE. That's 800-729-SAVE, or visit wildlifelandtrust.org. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Charlie Checkers Show in progress. This is Charlie Checkers, your host. And today we also have with us Rich Gehlhausen, who is the host for Storytellers Radio Show, and Lady Selah, the program director of Storytellers-Campfire Radio Show. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for helping me today.
It's a pleasure, Charlie. I want to thank you for letting me be on your show. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, it is really nice that we both get to be here with you on your debut show. And you have a very interesting topic, so that's a plus.
Yes. Oh, yes. Today I have selected for my first review, Take Shelter. It's an intelligent, thought-provoking independent film, and it was nominated for 4 Saturn Awards, including Best Thriller Film and Best Actress, and 1 Best Writing for Jeff Nichols, and Best Actor for Michael Shannon. I'm going to share a preview about the film, but I'm also going to talk about one of the film's producers, Tyler Davidson, who is a producer in Ohio. So this is a psychological drama starring Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain. The film is shot in Northeast Ohio in the summer of 2010 by local producer Tyler Davidson. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2011.
Hey, Charlie, I'd like to give the listeners a little bit of information about both the Sundance Institute and the Sundance Film Festival. First, a little about the Institute.
Awesome, Rich.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. The Sundance Institute is a nonprofit organization that was founded by Robert Redford in 1981. It actively advances the work of filmmakers and storytellers worldwide. The Institute has offices in Park City, Los Angeles, and New York City, and provides creative and financial support to emerging and aspiring filmmakers, directors, producers, film composers, screenwriters, playwrights, and theater artists through a series of labs and fellowships. Now, the programs of the Sundance Institute include the Sundance Film Festival, which is a premier platform for American and international independent film. But they have a number of programs that include the feature film program, the documentary film program, the film music program, the theater program, and initiatives such as the Native American Initiative, for example, that facilitates the participation of Native and Indigenous artists in the Institute's artistic development programs. Now, the Sundance Film Festival is a program of the Sundance Institute, an American film festival that takes place annually in Utah. The festival brings the most original storytellers together with the most adventurous audiences for its annual program of dramatic and documentary films, film shorts, new frontier films, installations, performances, panel discussions, dynamic music events. Now, since 1985, hundreds of films launched by at the festival have gained critical recognition. They've received commercial distribution, reached worldwide audiences eager for fresh perspectives and new voices. Year after year, the festival pursues new ways to introduce more people to the most original and authentic storytelling. Part of that, the World Cinema Competitions at Sundance are dedicated to the discovery of new films and new voices from around the world. Celebrating independence, creativity, and risk-taking, the Sundance Film Festival plays a vital role in identifying emerging international talent and connecting them with audiences in the industry in the United States. So back to you, Charlie.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Rich.
And
now
pleasure.
for a preview.
Wait a minute, and just a comment there, Rich, on that information. What's kind of interesting is that this really lines up with the producer that Charlie is going to be sharing tonight. And, the information about them, looking for emerging talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it really fits right into that category, which I'm sure is why it launched off of Sundance Film. We also have, other film festivals that take place too, and they're always looking for, new talent. So it's going to be interesting to hear, Charlie, a little bit more about the film and what made it such a spectacular film.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward now for the preview of the film. I found a review on the film that I thought I would share with our listeners. This was posted on August 11th, 2011 by Manton 29, London, England. This film explores the line between fear and paranoia, or objectivity and subjectivity, and its protagonist is a blue-collar family man with doesn't say very much, and he wrestles with nightmare and dreams that he has visions of strange things happening, possibly supernatural storms, and responding to them as best he can, both literal warnings and possible signs of mental illness. The film has a brooding and at times Hitchcockian atmosphere, and it's a very timely feel to it because of the financial environmental disasters, that has happened. It's set in a rural community. We have plenty of lovely shots of the landscape and skyscape. And Shannon's performance constitutes at least 50% of this film's worth, but the rest of the cast are really good too. So picture yourself in LaGrange, Ohio. This gentleman, Curtis, has apocalyptic dreams, visual and auditory hallucinations. He dreams of rain coming down and with motor oil, swarming, menacing blackbirds, and he thinks that people are trying to harm him, people who are close to him. But he hides all of this from his wife, Samantha. She's played by Jessica Chastain, and their deaf daughter, Hannah, played by Tova Stewart. And as these things are going on, his anxieties turn into a compulsive obsession. And because he's afraid, he wants to protect his family, so now he wants to build out the storm shelter that's in his backyard. His behavior increasingly gets strange, more strange, and including the tendency to cut ties with everyone in his life who he thinks is harming him in his dreams. And this, of course, really strains the relationships and stresses his family, his friends, people he works with, and people of the town. So Curtis decides to see a counselor at a free clinic, and he talks to the counselor about his family's history, psychological history. His mother, played by Kathy Baker, suffers from paranoid schizophrenia, and this became emerging in her at the same age as Curtis is now. So Curtis, wanting to protect his family, wants to do what he can. So he uses the equipment from work, backhoe, jackhammers, this kind of thing, from his construction site at his house. And he also goes to the bank and gets a bank loan for a home improvement loan that he cannot afford to build out the shelter. And he does all of this without notifying his wife. She has no idea what he's doing. He didn't consult her on any of this. So when she finds out, of course, understandably, she becomes angry about the project that he's doing. So she also doesn't know that Curtis is taking a sedative, a sleeping aid, and he takes too much one night and has a seizure. Scares his wife half to death. She has to call the ambulance, and he quickly recovers, and then reluctantly he explains why he's doing these things, the truth to her, including his dreams. Unfortunately, he begins to miss even more work, causing even more stress with his boss. And him and Sam also are making preparations for an implant surgery for their daughter, Hannah. In 6 weeks, she will have to have this surgery. So Curtis' boss has to fire him because he's been informed about the BARD equipment. This causes Curtis' boss is probably concerned for insurance purposes, and he only gives him 2 weeks' worth of medical insurance benefits, which places more stress on the family because of financial woes. After placing DeWart, played by Shea Wiggum, the close friend and the co-worker who Curtis asked him to help the construction of the shelter, he gets put on 2 weeks paid unpaid administrative leave. So that puts a stress on that relationship as well. The psychiatrist that is helping the couple tell them to go through with their planned annual vacation they take every year. But he seriously advises that when Curtis gets home, he needs to check into a psychiatric care facility away from his family. So they go on to Myrtle Beach, and Curtis is building sandcastles with Hannah and having a very nice time when she looks up and signs the word storm. And this is where everyone finds out what's really happening, and I am not going to spoil the ending for those who have not seen this film yet. So now we will take a commercial break and be right back for an interesting view of the producer, Tyler Davidson.